All Sprite. Enköhän mä ole Private Investigator. Se olisi sit taas Call of Cthulhua. The Dark Corners of Turku, ei kun... Johonkin Turun pimeisiin reikiin me oltiin menossa, mä en vaan enää...
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear. A real fear. A fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
Kuin raskas toi ovi oli. Aha. Perus tiistaipäivä. Vesipisarat näyttää aika paskalta.
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any. Victor?
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash. Hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, you know, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Yeah, just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
Joo, mennääs vähän katsomaan, mitä siellä on.
Toi puhuu ihan tolla tavalla. Sillä on varmaan nenä täynnä, niin... Ties mitä. Joo, eihän mä asetta tarvii en. Ei.
Jack, Officer Nichols will brief you at the top. Be careful.
Paskaaks sulta sieltä nenästä tulee? Jesus Christ.
Something must be wrong.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Aha. How did this game work again? I don't... S! Niin tää oli tää, että S on usein ja X on taaksepäin. Joo.
It's an old stove.
Täällä on muuten vähän niinku pimeä, mä en näe vittu mitään. Ja todennäköisesti näette vielä vähemmän kuin minä, joten painutaan vittuun.
It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy.
Mä rakastan Lovecraftien horroria, mä taisin mainita se jo yhdessä videossa.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future. The board has been used to illustrate a diagram.
Tästä sulla ei ole mitään sanottavaa. Old Sprite.
A powerful painting of some cosmic horror. That's an unusual design. A depiction of some alien creature.
Mä yhdessä vaiheessa...
That symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
Mulla oli tarkoitus tehdä tästä videota
but the rest of the painting has no...
jo yhdessä vaiheessa, mutta se jäähän niinku jäi. Menisin tehdä siitä uudesta Call of Cthulhusta kans videota, mutta mä vaan pelasin sen läpi yksinä, niin koska mulla oli taas vähän audio-ongelmia. Nytkään mä en tarkistanut ääniasetuksia yhtään, joten on täysin mahdollista, että te ette kuule mitään.
You seem to recognize me. I don't get it. His body is covered in tattoos, carved into his flesh with something. An old wardrobe. What a nuthouse. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Ei kontrolloihin voi mennä hetki tottuilemaan, sitten vaihda näitä, mutta mä oon yleensä niin laiska, että...
It won't budge. It won't open.
Saa nyt sit nähdä.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
We've been expecting you, Mr. Wild.
Damn, he recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint.
Pystynkö mä katsomaan mistään mun... Ei vissiin nää mental healthia mistään. Mut vähän jo tykyttää.
He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning. A key. Could come in handy.
Ammuttaaks te mua, jos mä kurkin täältä? Se olisikin friendly fire. Ette varmaan näe yhtään mitään täällä näin.
Poisoning by the looks of it. I can't open it. He's dead. They're all dead.
Vähän niinku pärisee.
I can't open it.
Saatte jostain rohkaisuusryppy. Pieru. Eiku. Tässä on lattia. Oikeesti mä en muistanut, että siis tää tyyppi on detektiivi, se näkee kuolleita ihmisiä, jotka on vaan niinku myrkyttänyt itsensä ja sillä alkaa jo vittu niin pärisemään.
It won't open. The lock on the store is broken. The lock on the store is broken.
Meniks tää alakertaan? Mä en enää muista. It's been a while. Joku reilu 8 vuotta. Tosin mä sain kehuja siitä, että mun kommentaari tai siis mun luonne tai jotain olisi ollut hyvä silloin, mutta mä en ole enää se sama tyyppi, mikä mä olin 8 vuotta sitten, joten saan nyt nähdä sitten, että mitä tästä tulee.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. A screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I gotta think.
Mitäs jos sä et nyt kumminkaan rupes paskomaan housuihis tässä näin? Luulis, että detektiivillä olisi vähän niinku parempi.
Another key. This should fit the door across the hall.
Across the hall? You mean this one?
It's unlocked. For nutcases, they seem quite literate.
I think someone just came.
It appears to be a private study area. The drawer holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
Pystyykö mä lukemaan tuon? Mikä tää on? Enlightened or duped inside Boston strangest church. Huh. Those of our readers who live near its headquarters in an ordinary-looking Boston residence will need no introduction to the Fellowship of Yith, or whatever the cult's name is. Yith ei oo kyllä mulle tuttu dieti niin Lovecraftian horror-mytosista. For those who have not encountered this mysterious semi-religious group before, a few words of explanation are necessary. Mika pitkä tää? Jesus Christ. Mä olen liian laiska tähän, jätkät. Medieval. This manuscript looks medieval, but claims to be a translation from classical Greek of a far older work from before the time of the first humans. The pages are stained, faded, and even burned in some places, making reading difficult. The legible section tells the history of unthinkably distant antiquity. They speak of races so strange as to be beyond human comprehension, and wars fought across vast gulfs of time and space. There are concepts so utterly alien that they sound like absolute madness: time travel, flying polyps, mental projection, great race of Yith. It makes you dizzy just to read it. Oliks tää kans joku pirun pitkä? Voisin mä näitä... Siis mun on pakko lukea nää. Tai no ei nyt sinänsä oo, mut mä aion olla... Tästä tulee tosi pitkä. Let's play. September 6, 1915 evening. I guess I'm becoming a victim of my own success. After closing the last 5 cases so fast, the papers have been calling me a local hero. But I just had a run of lucky hunches, that's all. I'm just another cop doing his job. So there's a disturbance at a local residence. It's probably just a bunch of kids hopped on moonshine. Why call in a detective? Niin mä en ois normi poliisi, mä oon niinku etsivä. Maybe the uniform boys are sore at being out in this weather and they want to share the joy with the local hero. It wouldn't be the first good-natured prank I've had to take since those newspaper reports. I don't know, though. Something doesn't feel right. It's more than just a regular bad feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's strong. I'm probably just tired. Those dreams don't help. I can't remember when I last got good night's sleep. Must be a month at least. Right about the time I started my run of lucky hunches. The dreams have been getting worse lately. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes. Bourbon helped at first, but not anymore. The lack of sleep must be affecting my nerves. Well, jitters or not, I better get going. Ja kyllä se tarkoittaa myös sitä, että mä aion lukea nämä. Onks tää se... Joo, tää me luettiin... Tai tää luki... ääneen. I feel it's not necessary, joo, toi... Since our country's founding upon the basis of religious freedom, its shores have been home to many small religious groups outside the mainstream. No small number of headquartered in the state of New England, where the pilgrims themselves sought a new world free of religious persecution. But the question must be asked, at what point does a religion become a cult and its trusting adherent, not to mention its blameless neighbors, become victims? That is the question this journal poses in regard of the Fellowship of Youth. In a month-long investigation, our intrepid reporters have diligently sought out the truth behind this so-called church. Its origins are somewhat mysterious, the more so since the group's leader declined to be interviewed or to assist our investigation in any way. However, it seems that Fellowship was founded more than 20 years ago by one Victor Holt based on a revelation he had received from beyond the confines of this world. Holt has not been seen for almost 6 years. His followers apparently believe that he is communing with the mysterious powers behind his faith, and that he is shortly to return with a new insight and teachings. All this sounds like harmless if eccentric spiritual group, little different from many others. However, those who make their homes near the Fellowship's headquarters tell a different, more sinister story. The adherents of its obscure sect are to be found loitering on street corners, casting menacing glances at their innocuous neighbors and frequently engaging in acts of petty crime, which local police seems powerless to prevent or redress. Strange lights have been observed burning in the windows of the old house at all hours of the day and night. They change color unpredictably and cast weird, unintelligible shadows. Even more disturbing are the noises which have been heard to issue from within the mysterious building. They include chanting, unearthly music, and worst of all, screams like those of lost souls in agony. Many of the sect's neighbors are convinced that its services include human sacrifice or similar atrocities. Those few who dared complain to the police were told that because the house is private property, and because there is no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing, the most they can do is file a noise complaint. Yeah, because, you know, investigating screams is not police job. Our horrors of Salem being reenacted in our city more than 2 centuries on, is this Fellowship of Youth engaging in unspeakable and criminal acts of worship involving torture and sacrifice? Why is nothing being done to ease the fear and distress they cause to the local community? A source within the police department speaking on the condition of anonymity tell the Globe that the Fellowship is suspected of involvement in number of local crimes, but so far the lack of evidence and the reluctance of nervous witnesses to come forward have thwarted any official investigation. Very well, we say. Where the police cannot or will not investigate, the Globe shall continue to act in the interests of Boston's citizens, fearlessly exposing the truth about this so-called church and its followers. Our findings will be published in these pages over the following months, so that all may know the truth. Editor's note: it is with great sorrow that the Globe announces the death of reporter Howard Addlestone, who was leading the paper's investigation into the Fellowship of Yig, when he apparently drowned in the Boston harbor. We all know that's not a coincidence. The coroner has ruled his death a suicide. Our condolences go to his family. Suicide, yeah, right. What happened? Oh, it crashed. Oh,